Come up. Okay, so my name is Tom from Southern Fabrics. We have changed our entire business model to DIY kit. I'm sure some of you really were upset about that or want completed with that. We have a number of welders as well that can help you out. So please have a look on our website. We have dealer location. Those guys can weld your slider and powder coat them and even fit them for you. I have moved everything in-house. We're on just a production facility and laser cutting all the parts required to build a Southern Fabric Rocksliders. Now what I have in front of me is everything you need to build the Rocksliders. So everything on this table is all the ingredients to put a Rocksliders together. Now let's start with what we have. First and foremost, safety. Safety glasses. Really important to have safety glasses because eyes do everything. Without them, we are pretty much useless. Anyway, so safety. So this on my head, and it doesn't go anywhere. While I'm working, anytime I need to do something, glasses down. Okay. All right. Now we have the grinder. Here we have flapper wheels. Now the flapper wheels are the best thing. Yes, you can use sanding pads, but the sanding pads create a dig. Whereas this is more of like a flat surface thing, okay? So you've got this, and we also have cutting wheels. So they're all the parts to go with the grinder, okay? Then of course we have a welder. Now some people go, we need the best welder to weld sliders. You don't. Most home welders can do it. You just got to be really good at it. Well, not necessarily really good at it, but just have a bit more confidence in your welding. Because if they don't glue it together, they will fall apart. So my recommendation with welding amperes is you can probably have 150, 175, 200 spare top. And then we have a big one over there, that's 500 amp. And it's looking a bit sorry because it's about, I think, 8 or 9 years old. That covers the welder, and we need anti-splatter. So anti-splatter is fine to prevent splatter sticking to the Rocksliders. So that's the welder out of the way. And the anti-splatter out of the way. And the grinder out of the way. Welding pliers, if you don't have a pair, it's basically just to clean the nozzles out. So, hammer. If it doesn't work, you could always get a bigger hammer. So, and of course, when I spoke about safety, the other thing I forgot to mention, and I forget this all the time, earplugs. So I don't have to worry about that because I can't hear at all. Even though I've got a hearing aid, but safety, please. So hammer. And you have a knife. That way you can open your person, your Rocksliders package, which will be black wrapped, real clear wrapped, and you also be in a box which is here. Chisel. That way you can clean up some of the worst flags or maybe anything that needs to be cleaned by sharp corners, okay? Ruler, just to be sharp. So here's a ruler. Set square. Tape measure. With welding, you need the welding gear. So gloves, welding jacket. That's if we don't want to get sunburn on your arms. And you get the welding helmet. Now I've got the art blower because I want to look after my lungs. And I know lots of you don't have that. So if you are welding, make sure you weld in a well-ventilated area, because you don't want to be breathing that shit that goes up your nose. Now, the safety equipment and all the equipment required to build the Rocksliders out of the way. Let's have a look at what we've got. So the package that you get will have a box with all the stuff inside it, and the Rockslider with 4 straps holding it together, like that. Now if we have a look in here, come here. MP300, that's what we're building today. So we have the MP300, it's actually labeled dual cab. So we have a king cab, dual cab. Yes, that are my single cabs, but we have other vehicles which have single cab. So that will say DC, SC, and extra cab. Anyway, so that's this side. Now I'm going to spin it around so that you can see the other side, okay? And the slider around, you can see in here, we have a driver side, and a passenger side, and we have the cables, which you can see in here. They are all different to each other. So when you put them together, we have all the parts that cannot interfere with each other. I spent a lot of time getting this worked out, and I'm very happy with all of this. Now, with the MP300, you're probably wondering what the cutouts are. So if I see the driver, we have a cutout in here, and you're thinking, what? Let's go and have a look. Come with me. So the SCF FIY. Now you're wondering what those cutouts are. Now obviously we are building center Rocksliders. These ones are back buoys. Now the cutout is because the inner guard that come down has a receive that drop down builder, as you can see in here. So this part here, there is actually deeper than the slider valve, where if that hit, it's going to damage. Now, if it hit that, it's going to, pardon my language, absolutely work hard. Like you hit that, this holding is going to push up, and this will buckle out of shape, and more than likely damage this pillar and break the glass. So coming back over here, the cutout has an opening here to allow for this part to be protected. Okay? So this is what the knife's for. So just be careful what you disconnect. Can you see that we've got one strap together, and this one strap's both together. So this is the one we want to cut open. So we should cut that gently. Let me finish with the knife now. And now I'm going to put that over to this so that we can see what's happening with each other, okay? All right? Now we've got the perps in the middle. I'll call them size, but other people probably have a different word for them. But we have the outer perp, and the manual, and the size. Now if you cut them, the size will pop out. But let's just do it on one of them so that I can show you what happens. All right, so we're going to cut this one open. And you can see it started to come apart. I'm going to do the same over here. Now let's have a look in here. I'm going to roll it over so that you can see how it all works. So there's a cables for the size so that they're actually where they need to go. So if we have a look at this. So they've been notched to shoot the outside part. And we have cables in here. Where they go in here. Like that. All right. Of course, we have sitting in there like this. Now the idea when you're putting them together is you sit it there like that, and you tack them all into position, and then you put the pipe on top, and then you tack the pipe on, and you have a half side, you should look exactly like this. It's probably not a good idea to tack it like this with the straps on. You probably should weld it together, hey? Alright, let's have a look. So you see a bunch of shot, okay? This is the best part because you get weld. There's 3 circuits. Generally, there should be 2, but someone's got to be really lucky having 3 circuits. Anyway, so circuits. Let's put the circuits over here, hey? Now, let's move on to, I call them outriggers. They go off the bracket to the manual. So I'm going to stuck them to one side, okay? So there should be 6 of them. And then we've got bolts. Now, the bolts, they have a harm where they need to go to, but when we put the brackets together, you will know which bolt is which, and I will show you very soon. Now, we have some end caps. So the end caps that we have in here, as you can see when I come over here, so the cap right in here, and you weld all of that up, and you sand it smooth, and you have something that's going to look amazing. And of course, with the cutout, this needs to be cut as well. So we have this one, which is shaped to go in here. So this goes in here. So basically, you weld all of that up, sand it smooth, so that you do the same on both sides. Let's take the brackets out. So you've got a bracket, and then what's left in there, we've got some gaskets. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start putting it together. I'm going to put one side together. Basically, it's just a mirror. So left and right, in pretty much 99% of the Rocksliders are identical. Sometimes you might find some of the brackets might be offset to each other, and that is normal. But in this case, they never are back to back sometimes. And now I'm going to start assembling everything. So I'm going to show you what we're dealing with here first. So let's put this aside. Okay, so when it comes to putting the slider together, let's have a look over here. This is B, and over here, D, F, and on the other one will be A, C, and E. So all our parts are pretty much alphabetical. So you screw group them all together. So when I come out of the box, you have a look in here. It was A, B, I, D, C, the same with F, G, I. So what we are going to do is we are going to group them all together. So let's start grouping.
A few moments later.
Okay, so when you come closer, you can probably see what we're dealing with here. We've got A, B, C, D, E, F. We all went to school, hey, so you know the alphabet. You can't get that wrong. The best thing about what we've done here is, let's have a look at A. So A, when you're looking where it belongs, is obviously over here, okay? So I'm going to move this over. Now A, obviously when you're looking at the keyboard location, we've got, on one side there's 2 keyboards, which go on the manual, and on the opposite side we've got 3 keyboards, which go on the bracket side. And obviously when that goes in here, that's home, nice and flat. Now, you're probably thinking, what if we put it on the wrong side? Let's try it. Come over here. it doesn't fit. Because the cable for this is meant to be on the bottom, so it does not fit. On the back side, as you can see in here, as wigger has gone into the bracket, we need to plug those holes up before this part goes in here. Okay? And the same for the gasket when the gasket goes on the inside here, okay? And that gets clipped in place. So you plug right there, plug right there, plug right there, plug right there, and go on that smooth. And then put this on. Once you have this in there, then you could weld up the whole bracket. Once that's welded up, then it goes on the slider. So I'm going to show you how to do one side of a welder bracket, and then I will tack it to the slider, and then I'm going to have a beer.
Nice.
Okay, so all of them are tacked together now. So basically I tack the gasket on, and then I tack the outrigger to the bracket. So now, at this point, I'm going to flip it around so that we can plug well at the back. So turn it over. Okay, so they've all been plugged well. We're going to cool down for a little bit and turn it nice and smooth, and then start pulling the other side off.
A few inches later.
So you can see that I plug welded up really well, and there's probably a couple of sections that didn't feel enough in. No, some customers, it's not a problem. But if you're really fussy, get the welder again, and fill it up again, and go on to smooth. Now we are going to put, that would be B4, D4, and F4. And now we're going to go on and we're going to tack them all together and weld them. Further on, let's just hypothetically say that you try to swap them by accident. This is same with the keybase. I've got D, and this one's it. Let's have a look. It doesn't fit. So, the part are made for each other. Okay? Now when you tack it together, watch, come closer. So you've got to lift it up, get that square, and then attack. So we got tack here, tack at the bottom, and tack there. And you have a bracket that's pretty good. We'll double check it afterwards, okay? So put that aside. We've got three brackets tacked together. The front, the middle, and the rear. Of course, it's big. And this way where the square comes in. You just double check basic thing. Now sometimes the top of the bracket will be 1 or 2 mil. It's no cause for concern. The critical one is the gap and the bottom to be square with this. So if I sit the set square on here and double check. It says 70. 70 is the space in between the slider with the chassis bracket. So I'm going to get a ruler, which is with a ruler. If you don't have a ruler, tape measure is fine. And you should double check. You're sitting in here. And as you can see, I'm sitting on 70 millimeters, which is bang on. The idea is when you put the bracket together, they need to be slightly open, so that when you weld them together, they might have pulled in a little bit. But you do not want to pull in too far in, we can't get the bracket onto the chassis. I've got 3 brackets ready to go onto the manual. So now we've got the manual and the part. So what we're going to do is start putting this together before we put the bracket on. Okay? So I'm going to put the end cap over here, right? You see? Right out in there, really in position, right? You just got to manipulate it. Where it's just nicely sitting in there, where you can just fiddle with it and make it look good. And you have end cap going on the other side. And then we're going to put the sides on, and then the other side too. Okay, now we're going to put the sides on. So, sides, then part, then brackets. You guys can read, right?
Get out of here, Bobby. If those kids could read, they'd be very upset.
Yeah. Lots of people can't. That boy, I've seen lots of crazy mistakes at my shop. But writing means up. So that's up. And the angle of the slider facing up, not down, up. So of course, if you can read this facing up, this needs to be sitting like that. At this point, that can only go on one way. So you can't put it on upside down because, as you can see in here, it's tapered. So as it goes on, okay, so when I put the pipe on, it fell over. So that's probably another thing you might need. If you don't have it, it's not a biggie, but it's helpful. So here comes the door. That's not going anywhere. Now we can put the pipe on. Now, as you can see, you have to look on the side. There's a big gap in here. We have a look on the other side. The overhand side, you make it so that it's in the middle using the ruler. If you go side, between 10 to 15 mil each side. Just to be in the middle. What is in the middle? Tack, 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 tack. Half on. Now we're going to put the buckets on now. We're getting really close to being able to have that beer. A, B, C, D, E, F. We have B, D, and it. So we have B, D, and it. I'm going to tack them on. Now, you can use the set square to make sure that the outrigger is level. So, watch me, and we'll get this done, and we are very, very close to that beer. Beer, nugget. Now you probably noticed when I was putting on all those brackets, I did the freehand. Freehand means one hand there and the welding torch on another. Lots of people who are new to welding, who have some experience with welding, need to use two hands. So, for you guys, it's all about putting a packer under there and just sit it at the right height. You can use timber, wood block, metal scrap, and just get the marmol sitting level so that when you put the outrigger on, as you can see in all of them, I held it in place, and as you can come forward, I've done 2 tacks at the top, and then 1 on the side. So there's 3 points, so that it doesn't turn or go like that. Now at this point, we've got the bolts to deal with. So you get the bolts as part of the kit. Now you can see that there are 2 slotted holes in the middle, and the front's got the same, but the back is very, very different. Now, the reason for this is before I go into that, just look at the bolts. I've got 2 of them identical size, which is obviously for the front, and you've got that heck, which looks like this. So, I'm going to put those 2 over there, and we are going to focus on this one. So what we have here is on some vehicles, we've got a fuel tank, or it could be anything that's behind the chassis valve. So with this, it allows me to put a captive nut where as you can see, I can still move it down the slot. I'm going to lift it up to the very top. And while it's sitting like this, I'm going to put 2 spot welds, one there and one there. And then we sand the top. The reason we sand the top is sometimes that part is too close to the floor. So when we sand it, it eliminates any chance of hitting the floor. So, go over everything. I've got 65 here. I've got 65 here. And I've got 70 here. Really happy with that. And of course you can see that if you have a look over from this side, you can see that this is opened up a little bit. So that's the better way to do it, because when you weld this in, that's going to pull in a little bit. Where is this one here? So obviously when I weld this up, I will weld the bottom first so that I can pull out a little tiny bit. And then that will stay there while I weld the inside, and then the gap should be perfect. So when you weld, welding means heat. So don't work in a concentrated area. You've got to spread the workload everywhere. So maybe weld over here, and then weld here, then weld, so you can spread the heat everywhere, and it doesn't distort the material. Come over here, have a look at this. See this here? There's a splag. So this is where the chisel comes in. You will be able to help. Make sure that splag in here. Another one here. Obviously, when you start welding them, this splag. As you can see on the other side, you plug weld that and sand it smooth. You can use a stick welder, MIG welder, TIG welder, and like that. We've got one here. I haven't used it yet, but I'm going to try it very soon. Now, this is looking like something one. So this is where you have to have the 2 things. Those 2. Chopsticks. So double check the work. Obviously, we can read.
Hooray!
So, writing means facing up, brackets facing up, angle of the sliders facing up. Now, some of you might have flat angle. That's fine. Still got to check the work. Flat can still go upside down. So, make sure that the bracket, obviously you can't get the brackets wrong, but make sure of that. Now the key way for the size, sorry, the key way for the size, got to make sure that you've got them the right way around. Now, if you made a mistake, get in touch with us and order some parts. And we will help you. We do everything in-house. We laser cut in-house. We have a black bed laser. We have a pipe laser. We have a press bag behind us. We make everything here. It's about between 20 to 25 kilos. It just depends on all the options. If it's really fat boy, it's even more light. Now this one here, I can probably pick it up by myself and it's not too bad. But I'm a strong bloke. And I have back problems, but then again, like I said, safety first. If we want to pick this up, maybe we should have 2 people. Anyway, so stick it on the car, bring it back to the welding table, weld it up, give it a turn up, rather turn it, whatever you want, or powder coat, or take it to the paint shop and get a 2-pack colour code, anything you want. Put everything in your coat. Head to the website, scffiy.com.au, and buy yourself a set of DIY sliders and show me that you can do it better than me. Okay, so party time. Yeah. See you guys.